Hey YouTube, it's Hedgehog. I'm going to be doing the first of two album reviews. If you want me to continue doing album reviews, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and also comment on albums that you would like me to review. Anyway, the first of the two album reviews I'm going to be doing is by Left Spine Down, the first record, Fighting for Voltage. There's the front cover, and here's the back cover. And I won't actually show you the booklet inside. I want you to, the listener to actually see it yourself. But the CD I can show you. This is the actual CD that you'll be buying. Okay, so on to the album review. I'll try and make this short. If you're doing a cyberpunk album, so this goes for any band who wants to do a cyberpunk record, you have to have an intro track and an outro track. Think of a cyberpunk record like a storybook. You have to have a beginning, middle, and an end. So the intro track could be something like 1 minute long, but it basically has to kind of introduce the audience and the listener to this story of, okay, this is what's happening in the world that I've created. So the intro track on Left Spine Down, Fighting for Voltage, it talks about this. Well, it sounds like this 1940s secret underground military base. Like, oh, these test patients were given marijuana and they were acting all weird. One didn't act too weird, so he was removed. And then one of the listeners had their headset effed with, so he had to get a new one, and it still was fucked. And then that track leads into the first track called You Can't Stop the Bomb, which, when I listen to it, it kind of creates this world of like this neo-apocalyptic world where this big evil corporation has taken over, and these cyberpunks have to hack their way into the corporation to get information and fight back. And just, I gave this whole album like 5 out of 5 stars because from start to finish it always had me hooked. So, but you, the listener, might think differently. So, anyway. The next track after You Can't Stop the Bomb is Ready or Not. And I feel as though when I listen to that track, it basically says, it's the cyberpunks kind of saying to the corporation, like, I hope you're ready because we're going to take you down. We're going to destroy you. We're going to make sure you don't ever come back. So, as I said, I gave almost all the tracks 5 out of 5 stars because I liked it because the story intrigued me. There. That's why I gave the whole album a 5 out of 5. Anyway, next track, you have Reset, which is one of their music videos. And yes, I will post all the music videos that Left Spine Down has done for this record in the description bar below. So you can link to that and check out their music videos. So Reset is basically, when I hear it relating to the story, I feel as though it's like, we're going to reset the system. We're going to bring back artistic expressionism. Because if you looked at today's world, it's very conservative, very like bubblegum pop in the media, with Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Cody Simpson, One Direction. But it's the idea all their songs are about love and peace and not hurting one another. But this is like, we're going to reset that to give songs to people who want to listen to this. Anyway. Then it goes into the next little talking track called Caught in Time, which basically still brings you back into that story of this like patient that's been treated like shit in this government facility, and he's basically been shot, like thrown out, and now he's outside. So then that leads into the next music video, and actually the first music video that the band ever did, called Last Days. Days spelled D-A-Z-E. And basically this song is the idea, like, we're gonna, to quote one of the lines, come waste away on your last days. The idea of, I'm gonna basically waste away in this society that's all about love and peace and money and information. And then that leads into the next talking track, which is just like a 1 minute 2 seconds of like, leading into the next song, which is called Tape 2, Further Studies and Strategies. And then you have the next track, which is called Prozac Nation. Prozac Nation is basically, as the song says, you're living in a world where basically it's all about drugs and, but drugs to keep you happy. And basically, if you're not happy, you're not a part of the system. You're not a part of the in crowd, the Big Brother group. And by Big Brother, I don't mean the TV show. I mean the actual 1980s movie. And if you don't know what it is, check it out. So the next track is called Flip the Switch. And basically, when I hear how I would relate that to the story is basically like the cyberpunks have managed to kind of get in, and now they've got to switch all the defenses in the system, slowly turn the system off to reset it. And then Policy of Hypocrisy, I feel as though it's a politically charged song. The idea of the government basically, spitting out rules and regulations that don't make sense. For example, in that South Park episode where I believe it's Stan, who he turns 10, and then everything he hears and sees, he perceives as shit. So, there's a good example. Anyway. Then the next talking track, which is called Time Holes, which there's no voiceover, it's just like eerie noises. But it still kind of brings you back into the story. And then you have the track Hang Up, which is, for example, like, we're so addicted to cell phones and YouTube and MySpace, and like now as I said, like, cell phones have become more than just phones where it's like, hi, how are you? It's become a mini computer. And like, it's the same thing when you lose your computer, when you lose your cell phone or your iPod, it's suddenly you feel as though you lost a limb instead of, I'll just get a new one. And then after that you have the next talking track, which is Future Implosion. And that's the actual guy that was rejected from this group, kind of saying like, I am my own person. I can think for myself. I don't need a government, or I don't need anything to kind of tell me what to do and how to act and how to be me. Then you have Ignorance is Piss, which I'm guessing Left Spine Down, it was kind of like, they kind of took it from that saying, ignorance is bliss. You'd have to ask them. I'll link their YouTube site in the description as well. Then you have the last song of the record called Fighting for Voltage, and I believe that's like the final kind of like, if you related it to the story, the showdown between the corporation and the cyberpunks. So Fighting for Voltage. And they're fighting and just kind of like trying to see who's going to win. And then you have the outro, which is a... Hold on, let me get iTunes up and I'll tell you how long the actual outro is. Because it is a good track, and it's ambient noises, and you can iDoze to it. And what iDoze is, you would get like headphones, like recording style headphones, the ones that go over your head, and you'd hook it up to your iPod and you'd blindfold yourself, and basically it's these two tones pitched at the exact same pitch, and then, as I said, like you're completely blindfolded, and like it's going directly into your ears, and your brain kind of creates that third wavelength, and it kind of hypnotizes you into this trance. You can either feel pain, you can get drunk, you can get high. It's like that. You get the feeling of it without actually, drinking beer or smoking marijuana. You get the feeling of it. So, anyway, let me just type it in here. Yeah, so the outro track is 23 minutes and 23 seconds. It's a good track, as I said. It's ambient noises and just, but it kind of closes the story, So that is a review, a quick 9 to 10 minute review of Left Spine Down's Fighting for Voltage. So all you listeners out there, go to your local music store, whether it's HMV or The Beat Goes On or whatever. Go in and say, I would like to order Left Spine Down's Fighting for Voltage. So go and order this CD and actually listen to it. And as I said, I give it 5 out of 5 stars, but if one of you listeners gives it 1 out of 5 stars, by all means, give it that, and then send me a response why you thought it was 1 out of 5 stars. As I said, I gave you why I thought each track was really good. So I guess the next video I'm going to be reviewing their new record, that is their most recent release, Caution. So, see you later, YouTube.